Namaskar, I'm Suruchi Das and you're watching Rhythm News. Amnesty International, the global organization which touts of being a savior of human rights, has also been labeled as an interventionist agenda by several entities. And rightly so. The organization has repeatedly published content which is targeted to incite negative propagandist sentiment against the institutional framework of India. In the latest, ahead of the Jammu Kashmir Assembly elections, the organization Amnesty International published an article revolving around Jammu Kashmir, trying to draw the narrative that the Indian government is oppressing the people living in Jammu Kashmir. The report titled India, the government must end the repression of rights in Jammu Kashmir, try to portray that citizens living in Jammu Kashmir are being repressed of their rights. The so-called advocate of human rights called the abrogation of Article 370 as a punishment, suppressing the changes and broader developments which came in the valley in the aftermath of the abrogation. Notably, in 2010, 112 people were killed due to stone pelting, while in 2020 this number was zero, and there have been no such incidents in 2024 either. Very conveniently, the report sidelined the decline of terror activities in the region after the abrogation, the job opportunities for the community, and how the youth who earlier had no future prospects except in stone pelting and violence are now imagining a life of security and success. Basic services such as education, healthcare, uninterrupted online facilities, upgraded electricity, road networks, and piped water supply are now reaching the people of the valley. Schools, once frequently closed, are now open most days. This is not the first time that Amnesty International published such propagandist material. Writers, journalists associated with Amnesty India have been found supporting Umar Khalid, one of the accused in 2020 Delhi riots, who is currently lodged in the jail. Amnesty International tended to take sides while reporting about the Manipur clashes, blaming the government for the unrest. Here, they failed to mention the fact that the ongoing clashes were majorly owing to the external forces which are based in Myanmar. Amnesty International blatantly targeted the Métis and failed to mention the violence inflicted by the Kukis. In the latest report, Amnesty International claims that the central government is persecuting the people of Jammu Kashmir and that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's policies are suppressing the freedom of the people. The organization falsely alleges on the international stage that since India revoked the state's special status, government repression of human rights has increased. In terms of employment, the Ministry of Home Affairs reported to the Rajya Sabha last year that between 2019 and June 2022, 29,806 people were recruited into the public sector in Jammu Kashmir. Amnesty also accuses the government of arbitrary detentions, passport revocations, and the creation of an opaque no-flying list. But these claims are clearly false, as highlighted by statements from a former Union Home Minister. Since August 5, 2019, Kashmir has undergone a historical transformation. However, Amnesty continues to build an anti-India narrative serving the interests of fringe elements which reside both in and outside the nation. Amnesty International India had to shut down its operations on September 30, 2020 in India owing to its financial liabilities. However, it continues to build the narrative of a broken India which is outright derogatory and diabolical in nature. Jai Hind.